Jimmy Ott and Charles Hannegriff.
For some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
Is it live? Is it live?
From Sammy's Grill in Prairieville, welcome to the Thursday edition of Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Charles Hannegriff, Jimmy out for a little while, departing on vacation today. Going to be out for a couple of weeks, so
Thank you,
safe travels to Delmar. Did they set up opening day for you specifically? Just a card. I understand there's a horse named Genius Jimmy on the card tomorrow, and what must have been a clerical error of some kind.
Oh, never noticed. 7-2 more than long odds. Yeah.
Hey, second favorite maybe.
Yes. My traveler buddy Coop, he brought it to my attention.
That one kind of jumped out.
I got a sneaky feeling we'll have some.
You got to have some action on him a little bit. Yeah,
Genius Jimmy.
Why not?
Genius Jimmy.
Why not? The Open is
that
underway.
Would be fun.
Yeah, if he won, you got to go try to photobomb the picture, right? If he wins. In the winner's circle?
Yeah, something.
Try not to get thrown out of there on the first day.
No.
Sneak in the background somewhere. No. Raise your hand.
The director of media, my buddy Chris Barr, same spelling as the kicker. But
yeah.
He's a great guy. I can't do anything to upset him. So, there's nobody getting upset at opening day at Delmar.
No, it's
Delmar.
just
period.
It's
a lot. It's a little.
The weather's too good. Everything is just
high in the low 70s the whole time.
Yeah, that'll be nice. Please try not to send me any pictures of you in front of fire pits. Okay.
Oh, you'll get one.
I'm sure. Open got underway in the middle of the night. We got 3 players in the clubhouse at 4 under 67. That includes Matt Fitzpatrick, who was a popular pick among our consensus golf picks yesterday. So he is in with 67. A big group at 3 under par includes Scotty Scheffler, who came in today at 68, came home with 2 birdies in the last 3 to get him one shot off the lead. It's a lot of big names up at the up within striking distance. Sergio Garcia is 2 under par. He's still on the golf course. Lee Westwood, former number 1 in the world, had to qualify for this event. He shot 69 today. Phil Mickelson, former Open winner, shot 1 under today, 70. He's 3 shots off the lead. He holed out from one of the pothole bunkers. They're not quite the big, nasty pothole bunkers that you see at some of these other ones, but nevertheless, it was a miraculous shot. That's what got him to 1 under par. Also at 1 under 70, Sam Burns and John Rahm. Shane Lowry, who won this event the last time it was played on this course. All of those players, Justin Leonard, former 2-time winner, is 1 under par. Rory McIlroy shook off a nasty putt on number 1 for bogey. He's come back with a couple of birdies. He's 1 under par. The defending champion, Xander Schauffele, even par 71 for the day. All of those players are inside the top 35. And our one consensus pick that was up yesterday, Russell Henley.
Unanimous pick,
excuse me.
Yeah.
Is 1 over par, excuse me.
1 over.
1 over through 7, 6 pars and a bogey. He is headed to number.
What's Bobby Mack doing, McIntyre?
McIntyre is 1 under par through 6.
Okay. Hovland is, because he started off like 2 under through like 3 or 4 holes this afternoon. He should be about the turn right now.
Victor Hovland, I gotta find him. He's down the board here a little bit.
Sorry, Jolly.
It's okay. Victor Hovland is 1 over through 6.
Oh gosh.
As is Tommy Fleetwood, 1 over par, and we still got.
Fleetwood thought he's in the States.
I guess.
Man, that Hovland.
And the final groups just went off a couple of holes ago. So everybody's either finished or on the golf course right now, where it is warming up and the wind is dying down.
Okay, Hovland eagled 2. He eagled 2, and then 4, 5, and 6 bogeys.
Gross.
Bogey 4, bogey 5, bogey 6. So that's what has happened to him. right there. But yeah, the 4 under 3, and Matty Fitz is one of our guys, and he is there. So that's
he had a he had an excellent round. He also bogeyed eagled number 2. And only had 1 bogey on his round to 4
But
under par.
it's Scheffler who's in as well with the 3 under. He maintains as the favorite, and his odds have decreased now to plus 240 is the current odds right now. And our friends over at the Queen, Matty Fitz, went from like 50 to 1 to 11 to 1 right now. Where's Terrell Hatton? So Hatton is 3 under through 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, he's right there.
Okay, so he's won.
3 birdies in the first 7.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talked about. I watched a lot of Scheffler's round this morning. Obviously, they showed him a lot, and just his comfort with the links golf. And this is not the linksiest links golf. Of course, Max would fuss at me if I said that today. But he's just more and more comfortable. He's never really made a strong run at winning this thing, but he certainly hasn't been bad. He's had 2 top 10 finishes in the last 4 years. The other 2 finishes were top 25. So he's always been around there. He's never made a strong run at winning this thing, but he gets better and better on this style of golf. Of course, Scheffler. An opening round 68.
I'd say the first round 3 under's a win.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I mean, he cut his odds. So where's Rory again?
Rory's back to 1 under. He bogeyed number 1. He missed about a 6-foot putt for par, and had to come back for bogey.
Lowry finished 1 under.
Yes.
He and Sam Burns finished 1 under.
Sam Burns.
Lefty. Remember you, me, and the little Prince and Mama P, on the bus ride back from Houston watching him?
When he won it, yeah.
Yeah.
2015, I believe that was. No, he made a hellacious shot out of the bunker to get him 1 under.
Charlie, Ricky Fowler's playing today. He's even par.
Ain't costing me no money.
So Rory bogeys 1, birdies 2, par 3, par 4, birdie 5, par 3 6. So yeah, so 1 under through 6. He's fine, and that's why he's second choice. So if you had to make an end game right now, just a winner. Forget the odds or both.
Scotty Scheffler's still the best golfer in the world, regardless of, So, I mean, is this his best surface? Is this his best,
I got to believe it's his toughest, and I asked Wes that yesterday, and he agreed.
Yeah. But if he's going to go out and shoot 68 on the first day and feel with that comfort level, if you're just asking me to pick regardless of the odds, that's who I'd pick. I mean, well, I'm not going to try to get too creative with this. I tried to beat Scotty Scheffler for a number of majors.
Tried to beat him.
Tried to find somebody who could beat him. And then the last major, at the U.S. Open, I said, to hell with it. I'm going to bet on him and have the favorite one. And he threw up on himself on the first day. My powers to take great players and reduce them to less than great players remains intact. Works in golf, works in football, works in basketball especially. I can have 90% free throw shooters go to the line and just brick free throws.
Not that son of a gun for Duke.
Not him.
I've seen him miss nipple.
No,
I haven't seen him miss 1 free throw down the stretch.
I don't know if he hit the rim.
You're sweating him free throws and threes.
No, I don't know that. I don't know he ever even got there. The SEC Media Days wrapping up. I want to talk a little bit about that in the next segment. Arkansas,
media picks are out yet?
No, tomorrow. Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky,
it's going to tomorrow?
Yeah. No, the media days will finish today, but they're going to release the picks tomorrow. They've been doing that for a few years.
Okay.
This is usually when you're going off to Del Mar, but they give it to you the day
Okay.
after.
All right.
They are going to do picks. The Big 12 decided, hey.
I know.
What did you think of that? That overreaction to Arizona State?
It's very whiny.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yormark's been whiny. Yormark, the commissioner, has been whiny since.
Well, they've taken a hit. I mean, in the last 5 years or so, their conference has been knocked down, and I mean they're battling out the ACC for third, and it's a clear third, and that wasn't always the case. When Texas and Oklahoma were with them. So, I think they're Nebraska as well.
I agree with you that they are battling the ACC.
I think they're ahead of the ACC.
Do you?
I don't think
long term.
Well, I think that the ACC has maybe. Do we include the Notre Dame in the ACC? No.
No, I'm not going to
Okay.
for the purposes of this.
I don't either for this conversation. I
Yeah.
agree. All right. I think Clemson might be better than anybody they have, but Charlie, they've got way better depth, and like their 3 to 11 is probably better than the ACC.
I agree with that. Now here's
All of them.
Here's where I give the ACC the edge. I've seen 3 in my lifetime. 3. Let me not even say my lifetime. In the last 25 years, I've seen 3 programs in the ACC be absolutely dominant for a stretch. Clemson, Miami, and Florida State. I mean, absolutely the very top of the sport for stretches in the last 25 years. Maybe a little bit further than it for Florida State. Maybe let's say 30. Okay, there's no program in the Big 12 that I can put on the level of any of those 3 schools if they're at their best. Absolute top of the mark for anybody that's been that's in the Big 12 right now is probably the run that Colorado had in the early 90s, or West Virginia popped some teams, but none of them had anything close to what Clemson, Miami, Florida State had. Now, none of those
that's
programs.
In the past, bro.
I know, but do they have?
Okay, but let's go last year. Who
last
was better?
year-
Who was better, Arizona State or Clemson? Arizona
State
was.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, you
No,
saw them
right-
play the
right-
same team.
Right now, the Big 12. I agree with you. Right now, the Big 12 is better. It's a better league from top to bottom. But do they have a program in there that can be at a dominant level?
Probably not, but the ACC doesn't either.
They don't have one right now, but they have 3.
They have 3 that's schools in the past.
But they can't go back. They can't go back.
Forward?
Can they go back?
No.
You don't think that
No.
Miami will ever be
No.
a national
I've seen
contender
it.
again?
No.
Never.
Well, never, but in this current landscape,
I don't think they're going to win 5-20 again, but
no. They're not going to be dominant. No. They
Florida
don't.
State?
No.
Clemson.
No.
Okay, I'm not as certain.
Clemson's the best team this year, right? That's what they think.
Yes.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, this vaunted defensive front. I mean, they gave up more yards per carry than they've had for 25 years. So can we let them do it first? Oh, well, the tackle's going to be a first rounder. The end's going to be a first rounder. A transfer, okay.
They beat a lot of bad teams last year, too.
Yes.
They beat a lot of bad teams last year.
Yeah, that's SMU. Who'd they play? I mean, how'd they get in with that garbage
And
schedule?
they beat SMU by 3.
That's what gives Sankey the biggest case of the Reds, and I agree with him. But moving forward, can Clemson win it? Maybe, but damn, they ain't gonna be dominant, dude. They ain't just blowing through this thing. That's not that 2018 team.
Yeah, I don't know that
that's not happening.
Is anybody going to go on a run like that again, where we have the now the NIL era is here to stay? Is anybody going to go on a run like Alabama did, or a 3-year run like Clemson
Probably
did?
not, because let's
your
see.
depth shakes out. You don't get to grow your depth.
Yes, and everybody, the big boys, that's their whine and complaint. Most of the mid-level, like, man, our best player they came and got, when Saban went and got Gibbs from Georgia Tech and got the linebacker from Tennessee, and stuff like that. I mean, you get I know as a guy.
Jamison Williamson.
Well, that's a bad sake because he
he's
was
from Ohio State.
fourth. No, but he was fourth.
Yeah.
He was fourth on their depth chart. That's a hell of a 4.
Yeah, they have
But,
3 NFL guys in front of him, but you're right.
And he's an good NFL guy.
Mm-hmm.
But so maybe like Georgia. I think Georgia. I don't know if we're going to see any of those super rosters. The closest thing we saw was Ohio State, and that was a damn good one. Was all in at once, but there weren't at quarterback. They were okay. It was solid. I mean, we could debate, but and they don't get in. As good of the roster that they had, they don't get in the old format.
They don't.
And Day's gone. Day goes from out of a job to Hall of Fame. I mean, but Florida State, we've seen it one year to the next. And so nobody, and no matter who you are, the dominant run at any program, it's certainly not either one of them. So
to your argument also, the ACC dollars are not overwhelming. I mean, they just settled this lawsuit inside of a year where Clemson and Florida State were trying to sue their way out of the league. Now, they got the revenue sharing, at least something that's palatable for them now, but it's not what they want. And if you don't have the money, it's harder. It's not impossible, but it's a hell of a lot harder. We're here at Sammy's.
Yes, indeed.
In Prairieville.
Sammy's in Prairieville. That's right. The old Tommy's Fish House, KC's. It's on the corner, or it's on Old Perkins, just off of Airline in Prairieville. So, nice crowd over here in the bar area where we do the show today, and it's got the exact same menu from the original Sammy's where we rotate between here and Highland Road. I was over at Highland Road the other night getting some food. And speaking of which, that entree that where is it on here? The chicken. Where is it on here? Pepper jack chicken.
It's in the chicken
Pepper
section.
jack chicken, the grilled chicken breast, topped with grilled onions, mushrooms, bell peppers, pepper jack cheese, stuffed potato, and the sauteed vegetables. You can start off with a great appetizer. The onion rings, fried cheese, man, a staple. Those jumbo mozzarella sticks with the Italian breadcrumbs with the marinara sauce. The coach's plate is back. The crispy fried eggplant, pepper jack, Boudin egg rolls. You talk about comfort food. Man, I had some wings the other night. The wings over at Sammy's are really, really good. So you can do burgers, sandwiches, po' boys. We have a kids menu as well. Cold beer always on tap, and plenty of TVs to watch the ball games here and throughout the whole restaurant. So our Prairieville location, been here a little over a year or so. It's on Old Perkins Road, just off of Airline in Prairieville. Sammy's Grill.
Live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games. Just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no two situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC. Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit Rufino'sRestaurant.com. Rufino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Remember, the show's available on demand, 1045ESPN.com. LouisianaSports.net. You can get the show at any time. Last day of SEC Media Days in Atlanta. Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky, Texas A&M, the last four teams up at the podium. Eli Drinkwitz was funny this morning. We've been to enough of these. The last day of media days for the teams is probably the toughest because everybody's been there for 4 days. Everybody's ready to go home. You've heard
if Bama and Georgia already done, especially when it was in Birmingham, a lot of them.
I always thought they should have put Alabama on the last day because
in Birmingham,
you're guaranteed to get. Everybody's going to stick around for that. So it's a tough audience. Everybody there has already heard 12 times going into today. We had the best off season ever. Which is fine.
Yeah.
So Drinkwitz being a little bit funny, getting up there saying, I'm not here to discuss the Epstein files or the JFK assassination or anything like that. Look, any levity at this point, any personality at this point is appreciated. It's been a pretty, I would say, quiet group of media days. I mean, certainly not any bombshell stories coming out of here. Nothing like some years you get some bombshells coming out of here. Oklahoma,
Texas.
Texas.
Just saying that Saban was going to come back into coaching.
Yeah, but you got to be able to back it up. The year that Slive went off on basically everybody else in college football and said we are going to take more power from the Northern Iowas of the world. Or, obviously the year Texas and Oklahoma came into the league, or when you've had these mega stars, the Johnny Manziels, the Tim Tebows, the Peyton Mannings, in the past. Arch was fine, but he hasn't done anything yet, and he's not a bombastic personality. So it's been pretty quiet. It's been, very, very tempered.
But Drinkwitz, man, has he arrived? I mean, 5 years in Columbia now. 5-5, 6-7, 6-7, and 11-2 and 10-3. 21 wins the last 2 years.
I am so glad you brought that up because Missouri
21 wins.
Yeah,
and they return a lot of starters.
Okay, what's Missouri's expectation? Okay, not from the Missouri people, from outside. What do you think is realistic to expect from Missouri?
Well, considering I haven't even gotten used to them. They're the biggest outsider. It's kind of the baddest fit, maybe.
Yeah. Everybody thinks that.
Well, they've been to the SEC championship twice. They've won 21 games.
Yeah.
I mean, Ole Miss is still trying to get there.
That's what I'm getting
A&M's trying to get there.
They have accomplished so much more than some of these more legacy programs.
We're detached from them, though.
Right.
And their media, their front. I mean, they're like in baseball. Well, damn, if you don't know they're trying in baseball in this conference, man, you ain't paying attention. So I said, hey, man, we might have to devote more resources to baseball.
Yeah, you think?
Well, you lost 24 in a row before you won your first game.
And here we're detached from them even more because LSU doesn't play them all that often in the rotations.
And when they do, it's like, I mean, as great as that game was, the Jaden Daniels game in Columbia, that was a great game.
It was, yeah.
It's just, All right, we'll be Missouri
it's-
in this great game. It doesn't have the juice. It doesn't. They don't have the juice for whatever reason. But this Drinkowitz man has done. He's done a good job, man.
He's done a really good job.
Really good job.
And you got to start thinking: is somebody going to come try to poach him? There's two other coaches in the that are up today that have been in the league a while. One of them a really long while, and the results just are not nearly what Drinkwitz has done at Missouri. This is 13 years. I even missed this the other day when you asked me. I was like, wait, is Kirby Smart the longest tenure? No, it's Mark Stoops.
Right.
He's been at Kentucky for 13. Are Kentucky and Missouri's expectations equal?
No.
Comparable?
Used to be.
Okay, yes, used to be. So you just gave Drinkwitz's stat. How many winning seasons in the league has Stoops had in 13 years?
None.
2.
He has had 2.
2, yeah.
2021?
2021.
2018?
And 2018, that's right. They were 2 10-win seasons. The last 3 years in the league, they're 7-17. Sam Pittman at Arkansas has a 14-28 record in the league. We all like Sam. Sam's every man, okay? And the second year they were there, they won 9 games, and they were 4-4 in the league, and we all thought, man, that's a really nice job. But he's 14-28. I mean,
you're jumping around a little bit.
Well, this is the 3 coaches that are up today.
But it's Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is a hard place to win.
I do too.
And Stoops had brought them to a level of respect, and they could maybe they never could beat the Georgia, or an Alabama, whatever. But they were respected, and he was getting the most out of some limited resources. There aren't many, if any, other athletic programs where in the SEC where your football program's number 2.
Here's the
okay,
thing.
and so, but he's also a stubborn SOB, and is he one of he fits the stereotype of like, oh, he gonna have a problem adapting to this NIL era, this transfer portal era of college football, and I think they have.
The respect you're talking about, okay, before last year, they'd only had 2 winning seasons in the league, but they had never won less than 3 going back to the beginning of his tenure. So it was a lot of 3-5, 4-4 seasons. Well, at Kentucky, that's not bad. Okay, that's
no.
That's
Just get us to a bowl. Get us our 3 rental wins and maybe one game against Louisville. We'll see if we can win that, but we'll win the other 3. And get win 3 games in the league. We're bowl eligible, and that was a rarity before he got there.
And last year the bottom fell out on him, and they were 1-7.
Yep.
You're now 28-62 in league play. Or is it time to move? I think he did irreparable harm to his political capital up there by accepting the A&M job, and then the thing fell through. I would have done the same thing. I don't blame him for it, but I don't think they'll never think of him the same way.
Kentucky's got to realize they're not A&M. They're never going to be A&M. Okay, when it comes to that. But if the A&M coach, if they did it in basketball, oh yeah, you go flirt with anybody from us. No, that's irreparable harm. I'm not so sure, Charlie, about when after basketball, bourbon, and horses, where is Kentucky basketball? You mean football? Football, it's distant. Has Kentucky? He did stay with them. He was an assistant coach at Florida State. His name was up for it. They locked him down, and he got a nice contract. He's made a lot of money at Kentucky. So they are, at least that part of it, they are committed more than they ever have been at Kentucky to football, with facilities, and some of their facilities are not bad. They are not bad,
no.
But it's still not at the level of commitment that they'll never be on the top half of resources and level of expectations in the league.
I think he's a good coach, and I think it's a good fit, but I also think it's run its course. I think after 13 years,
what's run its course more? The new era, the new set of rules with the transfer portal and paying players, or just he's stale?
I think he's stale.
I think it's more of the new landscape. He is stubborn as hell. Now, his personality can also probably create some friction in the administration.
Well, he went head-to-head with Calipari. He didn't back down from that fight, which was admirable.
He's a prickly pear.
Yeah.
I mean, but it does seem like it's run its course, and it does seem like now he's brought in some big-time quarterbacks. I mean, Levitt was drafted high,
At
man.
one point, Levis was looked at as a first-round pick. He went, I think, with the first pick of the second round.
And
he's
the
done
kid
a nice
from
job.
the Georgia transfer was highly recruited. I mean,
Vandegrift, yeah. I think it's run its course. I think this will probably be his last year there. I think he'll get another job somewhere, not in the SEC, but he'll get another. He's 58 years old. He'll get another head coaching job at a smaller school.
we're talking like
Coosa.
Yeah.
And then he'll finish out his career. I just think it's run its course, and I think it's probably run its course with Pittman.
You think you want to go fight that job instead of being a coordinator somewhere?
He could go that route if he wanted to.
He would make as much
him.
money.
Yeah.
And
we saw Gus
have
leave
less headaches.
We saw Gus leave Central Florida to go be a coordinator. Yeah, you're right. That could happen. That's kind of a personal choice. He's a good enough coach to get another head coaching job if he wants.
You got Toledo, Eastern Michigan, and Tennessee Tech on the schedule. And their record, their win total is 4.5.
See, we buy you 3. they're buying.
I mean, Toledo, Eastern Michigan, Tennessee Tech. They're no gimme to beat Toledo, and it's 4.5.
Toledo beat the hell out of Mississippi State last year.
They will not be favored in any conference games.
Yeah. So
the 4 at home, of course, none on the road, but 4 at home. Ole Miss, no. Texas, no. Tennessee, no. Florida, no. They will not be favored in any conference games. At Louisville, they'll be an underdog as well. So the 3 I named, they'll be the favorite, I think, against Toledo. Run its course? Yeah, I'd say so.
So let give him the 3 wins. We'll give him the win over Toledo. And
I ain't giving. That's a 50-50 if you ask me.
Well, it is, but I'm going to give it to him in this scenario.
Okay. The other 2 for sure.
I'm going to give him. 1 or 2 in the league. So he's either 4 or 5. And 4 and 8 or 5 and 7, I think they'll move on.
Well, you squarely on that fence. 4.5. I'll give him 4 or 5.
Yeah. Playing the odds, man. Second favorite across the board.
Can you wait till I leave before you start all this fence sitting, huh?
I got 2 weeks worth of fence sitting, baby.
Rohan gonna kiss you, bud, huh?
Right, Dad.
Max,
I'm looking for Rosen coming. Look, I'm happy you're missing next week because the NFL opens camp and I have to talk about the Saints.
Oh yes,
I'm sure you're happy. I'm sure you're happy too.
Why do you go on vacation? It's times when the Saints start.
Right.
So,
by the time you get back, the season will be over.
Don't forget our friends at Relief Windows. If your homeowners association requires wood windows like mine, no better people to call because you get the best of both worlds. The builder wants something that's going to last. Yes, we do too. But the architect wants something that is going to prioritize what looks better. We want that too. But you also want it to be functional also. It is functional. I love my Relief window. When the weather is really nice, roll them open in a media room, man. Enjoy the open air. And they look great. They're functional, and they are built to last. They're built to last because it's RLS wood by Geldwin. Unlike your average wood, which is treated on just the surface, it's treated straight through the core, offering unparalleled protection against rot, water saturation, and termites. These wood windows from Relief Windows are built to last. Check out all of their products at reliefwindows.com. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com.
Live at Sammy's in Prairieville, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars: Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources will help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine. The Grand Bayou Casino, conveniently located off I-10 at exit 139 in Grostead, offers the latest video poker machines 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Got a great staff at the Grand Bayou Casino. Our inviting staff will greet you with complimentary coffee and sodas as you enjoy listening to the curated tunes in our comfortable seating. Make the trip to Grand Bayou Casino, where players are welcome. The Grand Bayou Casino, I-10 at the Grostead exit. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-877-770-STOP. The Grand Bayou Casino.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Congratulations are in order for one of my favorite places to eat, Snow Seafood and Steaks, celebrating its 50th anniversary. That's right, since 1971, Snow's has been serving a wide assortment of menu items to please everyone. Steaks, seafood, gumbo, homemade soup, salads, specialty cocktails, great wine selection, and oh yes, the best white chocolate bread pudding that you'll find anywhere. It's the total dining experience. Happy 50th anniversary to my friends at Snow's Seafood and Steak, Airline Highway at Highway 74 in Gonzales. By now you know that we do our show every other Tuesday at the Crowntown Room at Doe's Eat Place. The Crowntown Room is ideal for larger groups, or if you just want to watch the game on one of our 3 large TVs. The tamales are the most popular appetizer, but don't forget the seared tuna with the sriracha glaze for the perfect blend of sweet and spicy. You can't go wrong also with the flash fried oysters or the shrimp. The porterhouse is the perfect steak to share. Strip on one side, filet on the other, prepared at different temps if you like, bone in to maximize flavor. Doe's Eat Place on Government Street, just off Acadian in the heart of Mid-City.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit ALS.org to learn more. That's ALS.org.
104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville. On 104.5 ESPN, Baton Rouge.
Oh, heck yeah, it's hot. It's hot. That AC unit breaks down. You got to call my friends over at Total Maintenance. Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000. Nobody sleeps hot. That's right. Service today, every day. My buddy Lucas Ragusa, one of Baton Rouge's oldest, one of the oldest AC and heating repair companies in the area. And they got 2 locations in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, servicing both markets, the greater New Orleans area and the greater Baton Rouge area, but not compromising either by having different staffs and offices in each. My buddy, Lucas Ragusa, it's hot, breaks down, or not cooling properly. Call the folks at Total Maintenance, 480-1000, 480-1000.
The other coach we want to talk about that's up at the podium today is Sam Pittman at Arkansas. I like Sam Pittman. Pittman's easy to like. He's every man. Offensive line coach, you always like that. And Sam Pittman, in his second year at Arkansas, popped out the year after COVID with a 9-4 record, and they were 4-4 in the league. But Pittman is now 14-28 in SEC play in 5 seasons. So you're going into season 6. You have to ask yourself, he's not, I don't want to say he's stale. To the point of Stoops at 13 years, but he hasn't had the success that Stoops has had either. What is the Arkansas job? This surprised me when I looked at it, although I probably should have been able to do it out of my head. How many winning seasons have they had in the league since Bobby Petrino left?
What year was that?
2011 was his final season.
Okay, so 14 years. 2.
1. Brett Bielema had a 5-3 season in the middle of his tenure. That's the only winning season they've had in the league since 2011.
2021, they were 4-4.
They were 4-4.
Okay.
Yeah,
because they finished 9-4. They won
finished
every other game.
They won all the rest of them, and they finished ranked, which is also one of the. I think they finished twice in the.
And that was
final
Pittman's
rank.
second year.
That was great. Surprised the hell out of all of us.
Keep in mind, he inherited a program at back-to-back 2-10 seasons.
And 0-16 in the league. Your boy, what was it, Chad Morris, he didn't win a game in the league. 0-16 in 2 years. So 2-10 and absolutely bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
And so when he popped 9-4 that second year, because the first year was COVID, we kind of threw that out. So that was kind of really his first real year in 2020. When he came out 9-4, I was like, wow, look at that. That was pretty good. Since then, they're 7-17 in the league. So what's realistic to expect out of Sam Pittman? Because Bielema's a really good coach, I think. Okay, he was really good at Wisconsin.
Yes,
he went to 3 Rose Bowls. He has been good at Illinois. He's had 2 winning seasons in the Big Ten in 4 at Illinois. That may not sound like a lot. You know how many they had the 20 years before he got there? 1.
Yeah.
Going back to the Sugar Bowl year when they played LSU, that 20-year period, 1 winning season, and he's had 2 out of 4. So I think Bielema's
He's
a
in
good
that
coach.
division, though.
It does.
Okay,
It
but
does.
let's be fair.
Sure.
Because it's lopsided. You know, when you don't have to play Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan, and the old arrangement.
Fair enough. And Bielema, who I think is a good coach, his high water mark, he had 1 winning season in 5 at Arkansas.
And don't we put this team in? I see why you wanted to lump Kentucky and Arkansas together, because they have some resources, they have some support and some budget, but they're never going to be in the top half of the resources of this league. Not even close. The difference is, historically, Arkansas was way more of a player in the older days than Kentucky ever was.
Absolutely.
Kentucky's one great season of 10-1. I think it was 78. Art Steele and that crew, and they played the Peach Bowl. It was their best team ever against North Carolina. Arkansas has some. They had some. They've been to the SEC championship game, multiple times. Danny Ford was kind of got a little bit, but they just don't produce any 4 or 5 stars. They just don't produce real talent.
No, in their heyday, they were recruiting the hell out of Texas.
And they were the one. We talk about maybe some lower level Division I teams. They were better on the field as 1AA teams, like a UL Monroe, a Marshall, or some others. They were better, clearly better. And Charlie, I know you don't like it, but they were the only non-Texas team in the Southwest Conference.
Yeah,
so they had such a presence. So they recruited so heavily out of Texas, and their talent level was at a higher level when they were in the Southwest Conference. You would think that the brand with the SEC, it hasn't worked. They've been worse. Can it rebound? Because you have an A&M, you have a Texas now, and you have a quasi. Half the roster for Oklahoma is Texas. I mean, is it helped them kind of that they're in the SEC now? That they're, I just think that it's. And the other thing is the new landscape. Well, they got money. Well, it's all about money, right?
But they? That's why they're the sleeping giant to me, because there should be plenty of money up there, but where's it going?
Well, is Walmart, Tyson Foods, Jerry Jones, help me out?
That's enough right there. You can stop right there. That's plenty.
Are they doing? If you've been to their campus, everything is new construction.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nobody has more new construction. I mean, erecting, sorority houses left. They're creating new. It's growing out of crazy. Now they have the adjacency out-of-state tuition built in, where basically you get an in-state tuition if you're connecting state and you qualify, and it's not tough qualifications. They've since raised them because it was getting flooded with Texas kids, but still, that's where you could see where the money is. I mean, the stadium looks really nice.
So when does that money start going into players?
it obviously hasn't.
So get me the right coach, okay? And
That's going to go in there and demand it?
yeah.
Yeah, somebody that's going to get that booster base excited enough to get. Yeah, we're gonna have a $20 million football budget. Yeah,
Because other than that, like I said, Pittman's fine. Nobody dislikes Sam Pittman, but Pittman's got a ceiling. Give me somebody in there that like that cat at Arizona. I'm sorry, at Arizona State that went in there. Give me somebody with a lot of youth and enthusiasm that can inspire that big financial base that they've got. Because if that ever happens at Kentucky, the money's going to go to basketball anyway. I think there's a ceiling at Kentucky, and I think Arkansas' ceiling is higher. The only thing that gives me pause is Bielema was a really good coach, and he couldn't do it. Now, you got the NIL era, so it's a different landscape, but I know Brad Bielema can coach.
They were 4-2. They were 4-2 when they beat Tennessee last year. They beat Auburn on the road. They beat Auburn on the road. Of course, they lose a one-score game every year to Texas A&M.
In
the brutal loss last year. Now I was saying the Oklahoma State. They had no business losing that game to Oklahoma State.
No, they didn't.
I mean, they
covered in that game against A&M every year. It seems like we cash a ticket every year when we just take the points. In that game.
They were +6. They lost by 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
almost like they got that one circled. Just take the points.
Every year, the year before, they're +6. They did not cover in 23, but in +2.5, they lost by 2. Remember that was the upright, the extended upright.
Oh, when they fumbled on the 1 yard line going in?
Yeah, there was but also the upright game.
The upright game.
When they were playing in NFL uprights, and it hit the upright where it would have been good in the college uprights.
Yeah, and in the year that they were going in at the same year they were going in at the 1 yard line. They had a lead, and they were going in to go up 2 scores.
No,
the ball popped up to go 99 the other way.
That's either. I think that might have been that.
I don't know if it was the same year, but
that might have been. I think that was 22.
The fact that we remember all of these horrific things.
I think it was 20. It might have been the same year. I'm not sure, but yes, they invent ways to lose that game. But the Oklahoma State, Charlie, they had 648 yards of total offense.
Yeah,
648 yards of total offense to 648 to 385. It
was a tipped interception that went for a pick six, I think.
Yeah,
that game right around midfield.
But I mean, it was they had to invent a way to lose.
I think both of these schools are probably going to make a coaching change at the end of the year. That's just my best guess. But of all of the players and all this, Taylon Green is the scariest son of a gun. That quarterback.
Yes,
for Arkansas. When he's on, man, he is electric. He doesn't have the consistency that you like to see, but he's kind of a scary cat because he's got athleticism. He's got a big arm. When he's on, he's something to watch.
They were really good last year in a Liberty Bowl against Texas Tech. He was really good.
He had a monster game.
He really did. Don't forget our friends over at Workbox and Workbox Services for all of your storage needs. And Workbox is just opened up a second location. That's right, a second location that we can service you all the way down to the Gulf Coast area, through New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and all the way to Lake Charles. Our great staff. That's right. We continue to grow. Martine Sr., Martine Jr., Hannah, Brandy, Chris, all great stuff. All great folks over there. So Workbox and Workbox Services, 343-4886, Workbox.
Live at Sammy's in Prairieville, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch. This hour of Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny is brought to you by Dana Brown at the law offices of O.C. Brown, 343-1111, and ocbrown.com. Roto-Rooter for all your plumbing needs, 925-8710. Supreme Rice, grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway, 928-8659. Total Maintenance, your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance and Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. the Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Need more space? Workbox LLC has the storage solutions you can count on. Whether you're a homeowner, commercial contractor, or industrial business, we have the space for you. Our secure, versatile storage units are ready to meet your needs. Contractors, keep your site organized and efficient. Store your materials with us and access them anytime you need. Businesses, industries of any size, Workbox LLC is your trusted partner for flexible, safe storage. Workbox 343-4886 and workboxllc.com.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TVs to watch all your favorite games. All of the traditional Mexican cuisine with a great happy hour, 2:30 to 6:30, 7 days a week. Plus $5 margaritas all day, all night on Wednesdays. Great spot to bring the baseball team in between games, just 5 minutes north of Traction and 5 minutes south of LSU. Los Reyes Mexican Grill, 1072 West Lee, near Nicholson.
Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Running a business can be difficult enough without the right relationship with your bank. With United Community Bank's local business bankers, you're not just a number, you're a partner. Contact Heath Meir, Nicole Glover, Hunter Creed, David Campbell, or David Henry to discuss how we can help your business today. United Community Bank, the local way to bank big. Locations from Baton Rouge to Golden Meadow. We've been serving the people of Southern Louisiana for over 60 years. United Community Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here at Sammy's Live at Lunch, the Open Championship continues at Portrush in Northern Ireland. Harris English has come out and now put himself into a tie for the lead. 5 birdies in the first 7 holes, and he threw a bogey in there too at number 5. So it's been a very no, don't run off with that. I want to keep that for now. The first 7 holes, 5 birdies and a bogey, so he is 4 under par in a 5-way tie for the lead. 3 golfers in the clubhouse at 4 under 67, and Christian Bezuidenholt, I think I'm getting that right, or close to it, is also 4 under. He is through 12. Other golfers making a move. Terrell Hatton is 1 shot off the lead. He was 3 under on the front 9, bogey-free 33. Robert McIntyre and Roy McIlroy also both picking up a stroke. They are 2 under, both of them right at the turn, along with Justin Thomas, just 2 shots back. If you missed it earlier, Sam Burns among the golfers that was 1 under, along with Phil Mickelson, John Rahm, Shane Lowry. It's a Zach Johnson, the Ryder Cup captain, who has won the Open before, one of his 2 majors. It's a very star-studded leaderboard up there at the top. Again, one of our picks, Matt Fitzpatrick, is one of those golfers that's in at 4 under 67. Our one consensus play, our unanimous play, Russell Henley has just birdied number 9, so he finishes the front 9 at 36, even par, 4 shots off the lead. So a lot going on at the Open as the last groups coming in are probably through 5 right now, so we still got a lot of golf left to go today at the Open in Northern Ireland. Colucci, when we come back, we'll talk with him. Jimmy's now officially on vacation. Tomorrow, Richard Dixon will be joining the show. We'll talk a lot of LSU football tomorrow. We're at Sammy's in Prairieville live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Capital Advisors. When it comes to retirement, no 2 situations are alike, so Coastal Capital Advisors will tailor a plan for your family's needs, no matter your age or your financial situation. The bottom line is Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you and build a lifetime relationship. I know, because they work for me. For more information, contact Philip Fontenot and his staff at 337-981-1376 or online at coastalcapitaladv.com. Advisory services provided by New Age Advisors, LLC, doing business as Coastal Capital Advisors as a registered investment advisor. Securities offered through New Age Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his Blue Period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle?
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
The timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Have you been arrested or even issued a traffic ticket? Everyone makes mistakes. Hi, I'm Dana Brown from the law offices of O.C. Brown. If you find yourself in an unfortunate situation with the law, call us today and we can help you resolve your problem, whether it's just a traffic matter or something more serious. No criminal matter is too big or too small for us to aggressively and effectively represent you. Before making any decisions, call us at 225-343-1111 for your free consultation. You can also visit us at ocbrown.com. The law offices of O.C. Brown, your law firm for a lifetime.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses on the celebration of life, regardless of the occasion. Whether it's the food they serve or the service they provide, their goal is to ensure a remarkable experience for their guests that is always remembered. To view our menu, visit ruffinosrestaurant.com. Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis Original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week.
Hey, Hanny.
Yeah.
Colucci phone has gone to voicemail 3 times in a row. Like, just straight to voicemail. This is Dwayne. Keep up. So
Hang on.
I'm calling him, but of course.
If you have 5 or more years with windshields or body shops, come join a team where you're treated like a pro, not a number. Great pay, steady work, and the tools to do the job right. Apply now at advancedwindshield.com.
Insurance companies have teams of professionals to fight your claim. If you want to know what your case is really worth, I'm Spencer Callahan. I'd like to help.
Spencer Callahan is the one to see. Call 387-2323.
LA filing number 16-7970.
WNXX Jackson, KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge.
Okay.
Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers, LA 21 12681. Offices in Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Come on out and see us here at Sammy's in Prairieville. You know that a lot of the old favorites still on the menu here, but since they took over, some of the newer items on here, like those pepper jack boudin egg rolls, are here. Your fried or your blackened alligator. The coach's plate, which is the grilled chicken and sausage. It's served with cheese, pickles, jalapeno peppers. I think Jimmy called it comfort food. Chicken fried steak, catfish, and white beans, a big seafood pasta. Great place to watch a game, too, as we're here in the bar area. About a dozen beers on tap here. Terrific burgers and sandwiches, po' boys. There's a kids menu, steak and seafood wraps. And they also do, this is one of the little hidden gems here, the Mississippi mud pie for dessert. You got to love that, man. It's absolutely to die for here at Sammy's in Prairieville. Come on out and see us, a former Tommy's Fish House, former KC's, right here off of Airline Highway. They're coming down the stretch at SEC Media Days. Mike Elko and Texas A&M. Elko going into his second year, was 8-5 last year and 5-3 in the SEC. And what they're asking there is if Marcel Reed will be able to duplicate what he did in that freshman season. We'll get to more of that here in a little bit. But right now we're going to. Thank you.
It's time. It's now Colucci time. Dwayne Colucci is back to give his best picks on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Colucci, Jimmy's officially on vacation, so it's just me. How you doing?
Doing well, Charlie. When is Jimmy not on vacation?
Well, it's a reasonable question to ask. I got to ask you. Tomorrow at Del Mar, apparently there's a horse called Genius Jimmy going off in the 6th. If you pick that horse, right, yeah, the sixth race, Genius Jimmy going off at 7-2. If it wins, he's going to photobomb the winner's circle. Okay. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's Mike McCarthy. He's got a shot.
He ran
second last time. Yeah, he won. Then he ran second. He's 0 for 1 at Del Mar, but it's okay. He's got 2 good nice workouts, and anything's possible for Genius Jimmy here. And you get Kamora in the saddle. He's a pretty solid rider. He came from Woodbine. So.
I don't know what they're thinking naming that horse at, but be that as it may. All right, let's do a little housekeeping here first. First of all, the All-Star game that came down to the basically the home run derby. How did you guys score this? And how did it come out for you guys with the win for the National League, but in basically a home run derby type deal?
Yeah, we did okay. I mean, we graded it as normal, as which the National League comes out on top. We had the stipulations and the rules on all of our sheets, so Chris was very prepared when it comes to this. South Point and the Ramparts we do not slip up. We're old school. We stick by the rules. We knew that there could be the possibility of that home run derby. Although earlier in the game, Charlie, it didn't look like there was a chance, the way they were had fallen behind. And then the comeback, which made it somewhat exciting. But, a lot of the players that were in that home run derby left a lot to be desired. And you knew that with Schwarber and Alonso on deck there, that the NL was going to have a distinct advantage. So I'm not sure what the AL was thinking. Not having these superstars like Ohtani and Judge out there, it makes you scratch your head at times. But, that's the way it's set up. That's the way the cards fell. It ended up being somewhat profitable. But the handle, I tell you the truth, I mean, the home run derby handle was very good, whereas the All-Star game has lost a lot of its luster, as many of these All-Star games that seen the NHL take a totally different path, which it's good to see, Charlie. I'll be honest with you. I think that NHL has a bright, fresh start on it. The home run derby is fun at the end of the game, but that's only if there's a tie, and you already have a home run derby. So, I guess they're using the NHL shootout philosophy. The NBA doesn't have anything like that. They just play. They go running up and down the court and scoring. But, I guess it was okay. But we were discussing this, myself and the other managers, that the MLB All-Star game is not what it used to be back in the day. You had so much excitement. Even the home run derbies. I mean, Charlie, when you had Barry Bonds, you had Ken Griffey Jr., you had Mark McGwire, even though it was a steroid so-called era, everybody came out for these big events. I mean, Costa didn't even come out to defend his title in the home run derby, so that was somewhat shocking. And, we'll see how it plays out. But the Major League Baseball has to do a lot of rethinking and retooling when it comes to these All-Star games.
The All-Star games has not been the same for me in baseball since interleague play came in, and I'm for interleague play. I don't have a problem with that. But the All-Star game when I was growing up was a treat because you got to see matchups that you would never see outside of the World Series. And, when you can see a Randy Johnson against a John Kruk or something like that, well, that was entertaining to me. And the players used to take, going back a little bit further now, they used to take the All-Star game really seriously in the 80s. They took it more seriously from a pride standpoint than they ever did when the home field advantage in the World Series for those years was decided by the All-Star game. I mean, you had... There was, you remember this, Dwayne, that there was a real an animosity between the American League and the National League guys, and they took it serious. The All-Star game's never been the same since then, but I don't want to do just a complete back in my day type of thing here because I am interested in Cal Raleigh. Because I think this is a great story, not just that he won the home run derby, but that he's sitting on 38 home runs at the All-Star break, that he's got a chance at the American League record for home runs, that he's doing this from the catcher position, which we have never seen before. He's got the cool nickname. He's got the everyman persona. You guys picking
the nickname got him a porta potty deal there, right?
Yeah, this guy's he's sort of every man except he hits homers and he plays every day, which eventually is going to catch up with him. But I don't know if it's this year the number of games he's put in behind the plate. MVP totals, home run totals, anything on the big dumper?
I'll tell you the truth, yeah, definitely. It's been all Judge and Ohtani, you know that. But the whole key with the big dumper is he's got to stay ahead of Aaron Judge. And when you're in that crouch position, the wear and tear after a while, that's why I always gave Mike Piazza so much credit because the man could hit, 340, put up the 45 homers, 120 RBI, and still catch an international staff for the Dodgers that included, Nomo, Chan Ho Park, Ramon Martinez, Valdez, so you're trying to communicate and you had that communication barrier and catch, get beat up behind the plate and hit like that. So Cal Raleigh, you're going back to the Mike Piazza days basically where this kid is just hitting a ton. He got a nice hit also in the All-Star game itself, but that was getting back to the home run derby. Should he really have even been there in the finals? You're talking about less than a half an inch. They tried to decide somebody to, advance, which is ludicrous. They should have just had, them swing 5 times each, see who goes further. And then you didn't have the kid from Pittsburgh up against, had 2 high totals. So, when you perceive some of these young players, when you're talking about Skeens, you're talking about Cal Raleigh, it seems that MLB fluffs them up and puts them in a good position, which is great marketing. But, will Cal Raleigh last 3, 4, 5 years? It's going to be interesting to see. And, yes, there is a tremendous buzz when you're talking about a futures market for the MVP because it's a new face other than Aaron Judge and, Shohei Ohtani dominating the wagering. I mean, they're so far high on ticket count and their odds are so low that, it becomes to where you start to look for some value, and Cal Raleigh brings that to the table. They had a tremendous series before the end of the All-Star break, and a tremendous run. It's going to be interesting to see if his team could actually compete with the Houston Astros, get in the wild card. It'll be fabulous to see this kid pairing it up in the playoffs. But there's so much baseball left, Charlie. That's the whole key. And, he did fine. He now has a rising star, similar to Skeens, based on this All-Star performance and his first half. But the second half is going to be great. I mean, the first half, this was one of the most exciting first halves of baseball that I could remember, and it didn't get dragged out as well. It's been, somewhat consistent, Charlie, which is great, and it draws more attraction to the game itself. So that's good for Major League Baseball, and this kid is a rising superstar.
If you had a vote for the MVP at the halfway point between him and Judge, the power numbers are almost identical. Judge is hitting about 100 points higher, but the power numbers are very, very similar. And Raleigh, his defensive numbers aren't quite what they were a year ago when he won the Gold Glove, but they're pretty good, and he plays such a more demanding position. If you had a vote, who would you vote for?
I'll be honest, it's very difficult at this point. I mean, I still think Aaron Judge is the best hitter that we've seen in this generation now. And you're talking about a man who accomplished, how many less at-bats and games than Mark McGwire to get to this home run plateau. I think it's 350 now, Charlie. So we're seeing something special when you see Ohtani pitching and hitting on the National League side, and you see on the American League side Aaron Judge. He definitely it didn't have any lingering effects from the World Series where he really couldn't do anything against the Dodgers. He's somewhat, in my opinion, carrying the Yankees. They haven't gotten solid pitching. Nobody is really complimenting him. Jazz Chisholm hasn't hit very well. Stanton got rid of LeMahieu. So you're looking at Aaron Judge carrying this team, and he's in New York City, which is huge. There's no pressure at all in Seattle, in my opinion. So I would slightly give the edge to Judge, even though Cal Raleigh 58 home runs. I mean, that's just an incredible feat for this kid at the catching position. But we're going to see if they can maintain, because if Houston starts to open up again, and Seattle plays 500, maybe a little above, what is where is the pressure coming from? That's the whole key. And I think Aaron Judge is just a once-in-a-lifetime player.
One more baseball question, and we'll move on. National League Cy Young, Skeens starts his second straight All-Star game. The ERA whip numbers are phenomenal. The wins aren't there because the Pirates stink. He's second choice in the National League for the Cy Young right now behind Zach Wheeler. Who you like?
Zach Wheeler, definitely. Wheeler's been phenomenal. I mean, this is another case in point with Skeens. He goes out there, he dominates 5-6 innings. His team is god-awful. There's no pressure at all, whereas Wheeler is in a dogfight with the Mets now. He's been unbelievable. I would give it to Zach Wheeler if we were discussing right now as the season ended.
All right, NFL going to camp. A couple of teams already in camp, but going in full-time next week. Saints will be in camp on Tuesday. Some thoughts about Dallas before we started. Jimmy's not here to give you grief. I'm going to let you talk here a little bit about your Cowboys in that division with Washington and Philadelphia in an NFC Championship game a year ago. What say you on your expectations for the Cowboys?
I tell you the truth, that division is stacked, so I really don't have massive expectations. I'll be honest with you, Charlie. I have to lay the cards on the table. It's similar to the Saints, the position that Dallas is in, only at least we have a quarterback, I guess. I mean, he's coming off a massive injury. The Eagles and the Commanders are stacked. I mean, the addition of Debo can really put Washington over the top, whereas I don't feel that Dallas could compete with those top two teams. And you start to look at the rest of the NFC. I mean, Tampa Bay is better than them, in my opinion. Atlanta's better than them. Green Bay, Minnesota maybe not, but they really peaked last year, and it's going to be interesting to see what McCarthy and those guys bring to the table. But that North is stacked with the Lions are there, the Rams are better, the 49ers. it's going to be very difficult. You know, it's always difficult in Jerry world. You know how it is, Charlie. I mean, you know, you talk a good game. They have no running back. Dowdle's gone. They really, you know, I guess they picked up a wide receiver, but how much compliment CD? He's great the way it is. The defense is going to be a focal point. They have to get a good pass rush going on the opposing opponents. And, you know, they're better than the Giants, I'll tell you that. But Dallas really isn't looking too well in a stacked NFC this year. They're really going to have to overachieve. I was disappointed. Their draft was somewhat bad, but I am very disappointed on their free agent acquisitions. There were basically none. And once again, you know, you're faced with an uphill climb with teams that are very, very hungry, like the Lions, Rams, and just want to get back on the page. You know, it's going to be interesting. Anything's possible in the NFL. You know.
Well, you guys would have terrific running backs if it was, you know, 5 years ago. You know, you got the 2021 to 2020 Pro Bowl groups. Listen, I'm not giving you any grief about Dallas this year because I'm bracing myself for what's going to happen in New Orleans. I got a pretty good idea that it ain't going to be great. So the rebuild is in complete start mode, whether the general manager wanted it or not. So I'm not going to give you too much grief. I'm not going to give you too much grief about.
Charlie, what about the rumors in your neck of the woods about Sanders? Is there any truth to that the Saints may go after him, or are they making any effort to improve the quarterback position?
I don't think so. I think that they're ready to go in with these two. Rebuild. Yeah, right. It's a complete rebuild. A year from now, we're going to have a real conversation about the direction of the Saints because those veteran contracts will pretty much come off the books next year. The four big veteran contracts: Cam Jordan's contract, Demario Davis's contract. Honey Badgers, Tyrann Mathieu will come off, and Taysom Hill. They'll be able to get out of those contracts with minimal damage next year, and then they'll know if they've got something in Tyler Shook or not. Whether that means that they go forward with him or they go draft a quarterback next year, they'll have an idea. Or if, you know, by some miracle Spencer Rattler becomes the starter and is really good, they'll know, and then they'll have some cap room to work with. They'll have a high draft pick. So, no, I don't see where it makes any sense for them to make another quarterback move at this point. If they wanted to bring in a veteran to back up that wasn't going to play, I could see that. But no, I think they're set. So it's going to be a
divisional odds. The divisional odds at the Rampart and South Point, they are one of double digits is win their division. It's just in their division. So, you know, when against the Jets, you know, teams like that, and the Raiders, you're definitely in a rebuild mode, and Las Vegas has got a lot of head scratching to do as well. Very surprised that they didn't go after Sanders. They said that was a Tom Brady possible decision, who knows him very well. So that was somewhat shocking. But really a lot of rebuilds. But Dallas, it really isn't a rebuild. It's just the continual losing since that 95, 94 era. So, it's a head scratcher.
All right, Kaluch, let's get some picks from you. We got Del Mar, we got Saratoga. What you got opening day at Del Mar tomorrow? What else? Give me some picks.
You want picks? Picks. Definitely. Well, today at Saratoga, tomorrow first. Yeah, at Del Mar, definitely. Del Mar, Pete Erton has a horse in the 8th race tomorrow night.
Let's see if we can get him back, Jordan. We had he was going to the 8th race at Del Mar. Let me see if we can get him back. We had a little bit of a bad connection there. Let me give you a quick update on the Open while we get him back up at the top. Lucas Glover has joined Harris English and 4 of the golfers at the top at 4 under par. Scotty Scheffler finished at 3 under. He's 1 shot back. Who else has jumped up there? Maverick McNeely and Terrell Hatton both at the beginning of their back 9. They are 3 under par. They are 1 shot off the lead. Tell you what, we'll take a break and we will come back. I'll get you Dwayne's picks for the horses, and we'll move forward here at Sammy's in Prairieville, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
When it comes to celebrating life, there's no better place than Ruffino's. With locations in Baton Rouge and Lafayette, Ruffino's is a steak, seafood, and Italian-inspired restaurant that focuses...
Yeah, I just talked to him. He's back on.
Tell him I'm not going to make him hang on.
He wanted to talk about the picks. I let him know that you wanted to get him on.
Okay. We'll bring him back then, and it'll be a short seg anyway. Okay.
Yeah, he's on.
All right.
Ruffino's, where Louisiana comes to celebrate life.
This is Charles Henniger. For total maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing, Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Sometimes it's so hard to find someone to do home repair, odd jobs due to storm damage, or just regular wear and tear over time to your home. Do like I did and call Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition. Roofing, flooring, debris removal, electric, sheetrock, painting, and much more. Pretty much whatever home maintenance you need, Clean Sweep can handle it. Call Pat Green at 300-7064 for a free no-obligation estimate. Fully licensed and insured, reasonably priced, and for over 20 years in the greater Baton Rouge area. Clean Sweep Restoration and Demolition, 300-7064.
Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference. All in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
With all of the financial headlines, are you worried if your retirement savings will last? The market's ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. If you have more questions and answers about what's next, let's work together to help ensure you're prepared for your journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek, it's a new beginning. Stop by your local Edward Jones advisor. Text Morris on Jefferson. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
At Town Square Pizza, we take pride in serving Baton Rouge with fresh, delicious, piping hot, personalized pizza with unmatched speed. Whether you're a downtown worker, a family looking for convenience and value, or an out-of-towner staying at one of the nearby hotels, Town Square Pizza is the spot for you. Try a specialty pizza like the Spanish Town Supreme or custom build your own. Family packs, kids' meals, and salads are available as well. It's hip to be square at Town Square Pizza, downtown facing. What else? Town Square.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
ALS is a progressive and neurodegenerative disease, and we need your help to find a cure. The mission of the ALS Association, Louisiana, Mississippi chapter, is to discover treatments and a cure for ALS, and to serve, advocate for, and empower people affected by ALS to live their lives to the fullest. Whether you are newly diagnosed, a military veteran, a caregiver, or someone looking to learn more about how to navigate living with ALS, they can help. Visit als.org to learn more. That's als.org.
104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
All right, back here at Sammy's in Prairieville, live at lunch. Let's bring Colucci back to get his picks before we let him go. Colucci, we got disconnected there, but we're back. Delmar, opening day tomorrow. Let's hit it.
Yeah, we'll start with race 8. We're giving a long shot here. The number 2 horse, Encanto. That's a Peter Ertug horse. A lot of speed in the Oceanside Stakes. This horse should be able to carry. He ran a very nice mile at Santa Anita last time, where he finished 3rd. You get Dago Fiera, definitely has a chance. That's a 15-1 morning line there, Charlie. 2, we have the number 1, my favorite, Richard Bolton, my dad's. He's going to have a tremendous meet. Top trainer. He has a great filly and Sweet Becca. Definitely going to be tough, throughout this meet. The number 1 horse, named the good times in race 2 at Del Mar, and he's using Marco De Muro, who is an Italian rider who is based in Italy and in Europe and is actually riding this horse. I don't even see if he has any other mounts, but definitely he could be a force as well from the jockey standpoint. If he has a horse in the 10th, team trainer Richard Boltis, the number 11 horse with Thiago Vieira, Miss Artois. So you know that Jim's going to be drinking a lot of Stella Artois out there. So we're going to go with Miss Artois, Thiago Vieira on that as well. 15-1. Thiago's a very good local rider in California. He's going to get a lot of mounts. He's going to be up there this year with J.J. Hernandez, Colonel Risley, who we know from journalism, and also Barry Osukin, an excellent turf rider. Up the cut, up and all the riding this year. And if you today, a good old man, Richard Dutrow, the race 9, the number 2 horse, just for luck. He's the crush.
Okay, Jordan, we're having a real hard time here. I think what we got here, I'm going to confirm this with Colucci. In the 8th race, we got the number 2 horse. Second race, we got the 1. In the 10th race, we got the 11, and in the 9th race, we got the 2. Dwayne, we have
The 9th race is at Saratoga.
9th race at Saratoga. Okay. All right, Del Mar tomorrow. The 8th race, the 2 horse. The 2nd race, the 1 horse. And the 10th race, the 11 horse. And at Saratoga today, in the 9th race, the 2 horse. Got it?
Perfect.
All right.
Charles.
Thanks, buddy. We appreciate it, Colucci. As always, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. Dwayne Colucci from the South Point and the Rampart. We're brought to you by Coastal Capital Advisors, your full-service financial planners. When it comes to retirement, no 2 situations are alike, so let Coastal Capital Advisors work with you, your business partners, your legal team, and tax professionals to make sure all of your goals are achieved. Coastal Capital Advisors will work with you. They've worked with me for a long time. That lifetime relationship means a great deal to me. It's peace of mind knowing that your money's in good hands, that you're going to be taken care of in retirement, no matter what your age is, no matter what your financial situation is. They'll make a plan that is specific to you and your family to achieve all of your goals. Philip Fontenot does a terrific job. He's got a great staff. 337-981-1376. Online, it's coastalcapitaladv.com. Services provided by New Age Advisors, member FINRA, SIPC. LSU baseball is in pretty much the last, I would say the last little piece of putting together their roster. Yesterday, Kendall Rogers posted something that really got my attention. He said, with all of the ads, LSU may be even better than they were this year. I respect Rogers an awful lot, so that really got my attention. I wanted to go take a look at it and see exactly what it all looks like. The roster breakdown, I don't do this a whole lot where you just go from start to finish, but I wanted to do it now because I think LSU's almost done, and what they got coming back, let's just say Rogers, I think, maybe on to something here. We'll talk about that when we come back here live at Sammy's in Prairieville, live at lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
Go Automotive has a great selection of new cars. Chevy, GMC, Hummer, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. You rather a pre-owned vehicle? Using our resources, we'll help find you any vehicle that you're looking for. Our service department offers VIP service. You never have to come to the dealership. We'll pick up the vehicle at your home or office, drop off a loaner, service the vehicle, and return it when it's done. Mention my name, Jimmy Ott, for VIP pricing. The Chevy Tahoe I drive came from Go Automotive. That's Go Automotive in LaPlace and Plaquemine.
We're here to examine things that get better with age, like this bottle of Chateau Lafite Rothschild, vintage 1877. Age can make things more valuable, like this Picasso from his blue period, 1904. And treasured, like this Roto-Rooter jingle, 1954.
Roto-Rooter jingle.
Just listen to it.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
A timeless melody.
Roto-Rooter?
The lithe arrangement.
But it's a clog-busting company.
Wrong there. Roto-Rooter has grown into more than a clog-busting company. They're North America's largest full-service plumber and drain cleaner. And when you need Roto-Rooter, remembering this jingle can be priceless.
Roto-Rooter.
For all of your plumbing and drainage solutions, call Roto-Rooter in Baton Rouge at 925-8710. That's 925-8710. If you're near the north side of campus, I need to remind you about a couple of longtime favorites. Highland Coffee's the original specialty coffee shop in Baton Rouge since the 1980s. My personal favorite. Love getting my cappuccino from their friendly, knowledgeable staff, roasted right in the shop. Louis Cafe for breakfast and lunch 7 days a week. The Mitchell omelet, Cajun hash browns, Big Cheesy Lou, all served up in that famous open kitchen atmosphere. In Tigertown since 1941. A couple of great spots. Highland Coffee's and Louis Cafe just outside the north gates of LSU.
Louisiana, you've got a new home for coverage of LSU, the New Orleans Saints, and the Southeastern Conference. LouisianaSports.net. LouisianaSports.net. Feature stories, opinion columns, recruiting updates, in-game reports. And it's all free. No paywalls, no annoying pop-up ads, no recurring subscriptions. Just the content you crave. From the folks that bring you 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, it's LouisianaSports.net.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Now, everybody's been to Louis Cafe by campus. Heck, it's been around since over 80 years now. We're still doing delicious omelets like the Mitchell, cheesy grits, Big Cheesy Lou, and those Louis' original Cajun hash browns. We now offer a pickup window. Just call in your order at 346-8221. Give us 15 or 20 minutes, and we'll have it ready for you. Our hours are now 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., 7 days a week. So next time you visit campus, make it a point to stop by and visit an old friend. Louis Cafe, just outside the north gates of LSU.
Since the 1930s, Supreme Rice has delighted their customers for all of your favorite South Louisiana dishes. Whether you like the brown, long grain, medium grain, jasmine, or the new parboiled rice, Supreme Rice makes your favorite dishes even better. They even have a healthy low glycemic rice, a great option for diabetics and those who have high insulin resistance. Supreme Rice is proud to be part of the Climate Smart program, which promotes water conservation and reduces methane emissions so future generations of Louisiana farmers can enjoy the same benefits. For more information and great recipes, find them online at supremerice.com.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Back here at Sammy's. Come on by and see us for lunch. Love to see you out here today. Catching a little bit of the Open as it winds down our day number one. But come on out, all of the traditional favorites here at Sammy's and some new menu items that we're telling you about a little bit earlier. Come on out and see us. Love to see you here for lunch. LSU's baseball roster is not quite finished, but it's really, really close with some of the additions that they've made this week. With the draft now in the rearview mirror, with the NIL money that they've got in the budget, a little bit more earmarked now than it was at the beginning of the week. Again, losing Ethan Fry would hurt, but it did free up a little bit of money. So here's kind of what it looks like from my standpoint at this stage. Let's start with the pitching. And what do you have coming back? I say this every year. I say this every time we get asked about it. Who's your ace? Because if you don't have the ace, you're going to have a hard time winning. That one guy that can go out there no matter what. Well, I think that guy is Kason Evans. I think that he showed enough this year that I think he's got everything you want from a number one starter. He's got electric stuff. We're talking about a guy who in the postseason set a record for consecutive strikeouts. But he was also able to stretch out a little bit. And when you look at some of the games that he pitched in the postseason, yeah, there were a couple of rough starts against Texas A&M, and I believe it was Arkansas? No, the Arkansas pitched well. It was I'm trying to remember the other team. Those games, I think they ran his pitch count up a little bit, but the stuff was still there. I think Evans can be a number one guy for you, but it doesn't always translate when you go from the bullpen to a starter role. So what if Evans couldn't do it? What other options do you have as a number one starter? Well, let me run through them, okay? Zach Cowan is back for another year. Is he going to be your number one starter? Probably not. But he's been a Friday night guy before at a lower level, and he's pitched at the highest level here. He pitched in the College World Series. He pitched in the postseason when everything was on the line and pitched really well against the top-flight guys. Could you put him in on Friday nights? Possibly. What about William Schmidt? William Schmidt was looked at as a first-round pick, turned down a lunch when it comes to school. He had a rough freshman year. I thought he was pitched a little bit nervous, never really looked comfortable out there. But that transition from year one to year two, his numbers were not terrible, but I thought he looked a little bit uncomfortable. Think about what Cade Anderson's numbers were at the end of his freshman year and that jump he makes to his sophomore year. There's a lot of maturity goes on there. William Schmidt's got number one guy stuff, okay, at his best. Got a ways to go, needs to pitch a little bit more. What about Maverick Rizzi? Maverick Rizzi is tearing up the Cape the last time I looked at the numbers. He's 6'9". He throws 100 miles an hour. That's Friday night stuff. Now, he needs to pitch more. He needs to refine it. Got a pretty good pitching coach. Nate Yeskie sent more guys to the draft the last 2 years than any other pitching coach in the country. What about Cooper Moore? He was a Friday night guy for Kansas. I understand the Big 12's not as good as the SEC. That guy went out there and hoofed it for 10 Friday night starts in a power conference. That's pretty good. What about Devin Sheeran? This is a guy that they thought would contribute this year. He got hurt. He had to miss most of the season. He was healthy enough to come back and pitch at the end of the season, but by that time they kind of run out of time to put him into a role where it wasn't going to be in meaningful games, so they kind of ran out of time there. He's up at the Cape. He's not pitching really well right now, but I think it's more of a case that he just hasn't pitched in a year. All of those guys, they've all got really good stuff. Cooper Williams had a terrific freshman season. I'm not saying Friday night guy, but all of these guys I'm talking about are potential starting pitchers. They went and got Ryler Smart from Tennessee, who was a very highly rated recruit. Didn't pitch as a freshman. The Lachenmeyer kid, Danny Lachenmeyer from North Dakota State. Again, you're trying to jump levels, but we've seen guys do that before. Santiago Garcia, who was a dependable pitcher for Oregon. That's a lot of guys when you're just talking about trying to fill 3 spots. They're not all going to work out. I just need a few of them to work out to get me, 3 guys in the rotation. The rest of these cats go to the bullpen. It's a lot of arms that you really like, and that's before I get to the freshman. Reagan Ricken pulled his name out of the draft. Marcos Paz was somebody that they were sweating on day number 2. You're going to get Gavin Guidry back. Dax Daith is another kid that they added, a 7th-year senior. Yes, 7th-year senior. That's a lot of, again, you're making the big jump up. That's a lot of guys. That's a lot of guys to give to Nate Yeskie to cobble together a pitching staff. That looks really, really good to me. Your outfield is set. This is the outfield you just won the national championship with. Now, I thought that it was more likely that Chris Stanfield would get drafted and go, but he's back now. Posted that on Twitter earlier. There's your starting center fielder. I'm give this stat out a lot. Led the SEC in doubles. He led the SEC. I know he doesn't hit the ball over the fence very much, but he led the SEC in doubles in conference games only. He's back in center field. They've worked out the deal. I thought Derek Curiel was going to go over to center. Back in left for another season. Probably the best hitter that you have had on last year's team. Probably the best hitter you'll have on next year's team. And then, of course, Jake Brown out in right field. Well, against the left-handed bats, maybe against the left-handed pitchers, maybe he struggled a little bit. But I thought that was getting better as the season went along. I wanted Jake Brown in there every day by the time you got to the end of the season, maybe not in the middle of the season, but certainly at the end of the season. That's your starting outfield from the national championship. On the infield, you're going to bring back Stephen Milam at short. There wasn't a better defensive shortstop in the country as far as not that I saw. I mean, Wahia Aloy was the SEC Player of the Year, the shortstop at Arkansas. And I watched both of these guys in at least half a dozen, was it 5 games against each other, and another half a dozen games where I saw Aloy against other players. Milam was a better fielder. He wasn't a better hitter this year than Aloy, but he was a better fielder. And Milam came up big when they needed him. The bat came around at the end of the season. No, he's your starting shortstop. And then the other 3 positions on the infield, you've got multiple guys that have played multiple positions. They got Seth Dardar from Kansas State, a 6th-year guy. He played first, he played second, and he played third for Kansas State. Where's his first spot at LSU? I think it's probably going to be at first base, if only because I think they filled in second and third with guys that have played more time there. Braden Simpson, the other transfer, is coming in. He had 22 home runs last year. Again, that's at High Point. Can you make the jump like Daniel Dickinson did this year? They seem to think so. He's also played. He spent 46 games at third base last year, but he's played second. He's played first. So you got multiple options there. And then you got Trent Carraway, who was a starting third baseman for Oregon State this year. And when they got to Omaha, he was hitting in the leadoff spot. So you're talking about the overall average number wasn't great at 267, but that gives you the idea of the kind of confidence that Oregon State had in. That was a College World Series team. That's over at third. So you got all 3 of those guys. Plus, you brought back you brought in this week York from Grand Canyon, who had 13 home runs there. Yeah, he goes about 3 bills, probably needs to lose a little bit of weight, but that's another power hitting option that you have there. And if you're looking at some of the other options, John Pearson, I like an awful lot. Somebody else who could probably stand to lose a little bit of weight, but man, that guy can hit. I don't know what his position is. I think it's first base. I'm not wild about the fact that he's only 6 foot tall and he's right-handed, but man, if you can hit, go ahead and stick him in over there at first base. You still got Tanner Reeves. He's coming back for a 5th year. He could play second. He could play third. And that's before you get to any of the signees. So that's pretty good. And then behind the plate, you've got Cade Arambidi, who I thought showed a lot of promise. They let him catch a number of the midweek games. The bat is there. He just needs to work on his receiving. And then Omar Cerna pulled his name out of the draft. It was another guy that they were going to sweat that they have got to campus. That's a lot, man. When you got all of that, that's a ton of experience. That's a lot of newcomers. That is a lot of depth. If you can, stay somewhat healthy is always kind of a cliche, but even if you don't, you got multiple options at so many of these positions. When you go into a year and you're like, man, that guy's got to hit, because if he doesn't, they don't have anybody else there. That's not the case anywhere on this roster. That's not the case in the rotation. It's not the case in the bullpen. It's not the case in any of these position players. They've got depth everywhere. Again, all of these guys I just named to you are not going to pan out. But if even, 2/3 of them do in the manner that they think that they are, it's going to be a really good team again. The coaching staff stays intact. They thought they might lose Josh Jordan if the Duke job had worked out. He ends up staying here. Yeski's back, and of course Jay Johnson. It's pretty bright over there, I would tell you. So they may add 1 or 2 more. There may be a few things that happen that they don't anticipate with some of the guys that were drafted. But if they just go with what I just gave you, that's a top 3 at worst, I think, preseason team, and going to be in position once again. Every year you talk, how are they going to replace, every year. I vividly remember sitting at Barrett's Boiler Corn after Warren Morris hit the home run and everybody's sitting there. We were just talking, and everybody was celebrating, and somebody said, "Man, what are they going to do to replace Jason Williams next year?" Jason Williams was one of the best. I think he started at one point more games than any LSU player ever had when he left here. He had that record. I said, I don't know who's going to play shortstop next year, but they'll find somebody. Skip will find somebody. He found Brandon Larson, who hit 40 home runs that year. Jay Johnson going to find guys, and he's found a lot of them here in the last week. So that's kind of I'll put the baseball to bed unless there's big news that comes out that we're not anticipating. They're in pretty good shape moving forward. We're brought to you by the Thibodeau Store and their sister property, the Pierre Part Store. Pierre Part Store been there for over 113 years down in Pierre Part. Thibodeau Store, 900 St. Patrick Highway in Thibodeau. We told you about all the supplies that you can get, from your power tools, your hand tools, your lumber, all of your hardware that you can get there. But also the customer service is second to none. So let's say you got a small project at your house that you don't know exactly how to proceed. Maybe you're just putting in a faucet. Maybe you just put in a small little light fixture. Maybe it's a small little piece of carpentry, or you pouring a little small piece of concrete somewhere. Let the experts there help you out, because they can save you some money from having to bring in a contractor or a handyman. They'll walk you through it step by step. They won't have you buying supplies that you don't need. They won't have you wasting time with procedures that don't work. Listen, I'm the worst at this stuff, but you ask the players, you ask the experts there, and they can make it easy for you. Save you some time, save you some money. Also, huge selection of grills and patio furniture on special right now on the website, thethibodeaustore.com. Free delivery available on some select items. If you're going down to the coast, fishing gear available too at the Thibodeau Store. Again, 900 St. Patrick Highway, and they're open till 5:30 daily. The Thibodeau Store and the Pierre Part Store. We'll take a break, come back, wrap things up here at Sammy's on Old Perkins here near Airline in Prairieville, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at lunch.
The new location of Los Reyes Mexican Grill on Wesley across from Mike Anderson's. Man, the place looks great. Lots of indoor and outdoor seating options with plenty of big TV.
All right, whenever you're ready.
All right. All right, it's rolling.
This is Charles Hanniger. Join us for the Friday edition of Live at Lunch from Rufino's on Highland Road. Jimmy's on vacation, but Bruce Marshall, Troy Macker, and Chris Massaro are with us. And Richard Dixon joins us in person. We'll be talking a lot of LSU football. Live at Lunch from Rufino's, 11 a.m. Friday on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
1-0. Supreme Rice. Grown, milled, processed in Louisiana since 1936. United Community Bank. The local way to bank big. Tex Morris at Edward Jones Investments on Jefferson Highway. 928-8659. Total Maintenance. Your one-stop shop for AC, electrical, generators, and plumbing. Service today, every day for Total Maintenance. And Coastal Capital Advisors. Markets evolve. We adapt. The Live at Lunch with Ott and Hanny Restaurant Club. Sammy's Grill on Highland Road. A hometown favorite for tailgating and watching LSU games since 1988. Snow Seafood and Steak for over 50 years on Airline, Highway, and Highway 74 in Gonzales. Dozy Place for hand-cut steaks on Government Street and Mid-City. Louis Cafe, a Baton Rouge landmark since 1941. Just outside the north gates of LSU. Fin Bomb, sushi, burrito, poke, ramen at Burbank and Lee. Get the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge mobile app powered by Bayou Ford and tap the microphone icon to send us your thoughts in an audio message. Your message could be played on air. Find our app in the Apple or Google Play Store. For direct links, visit 1045ESPN.com. Tigers, Saints, Southeastern Conference, all in one place. LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits. It's just the coverage the Louisiana sports fans want. Bookmark it today. LouisianaSports.net.
Get Moss Max and less text during happy hour at Modesto. Join us Tuesday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. for $10 20-ounce margaritas and dip trio with $5 drink specials and $6 seasonal cocktails. Eat Modesto, 3930 Burbank Drive.
Pizza that's true to its hand-tossed wood-fried tradition. Roca Pizzeria is heating up its new half-off happy hour, Monday through Fridays, 3 to 6 p.m. Come enjoy 50% off margarita, pepperoni, more cheese, craft cocktails, wine by the glass, and draft beer. Roca Pizzeria, 3897 Government.
Attention vehicle owners. Before you trade your transportation, let K&M Automotive give your vehicle a new lease on life with a remanufactured product from Jasper Engines and Transmissions. A Jasper remanufactured engine, transmission, or differential will extend your vehicle's life, giving you the extra cash to do the things you really enjoy. And Jasper offers a 3-year, 100,000-mile nationwide parts and labor warranty. K&M Automotive, 636-2875. That's K&M Automotive, Siegen near Perkins. Workbox can handle all of your movable storage needs, commercial and residential. Our shipping containers come in various sizes, 8x8, 8x10, 8x20, or even 8x40 feet. Not just one size. These units can be customized for any use. Custom lunchrooms, offices, work sites for plumbers or welders, dual purpose, part office, part storage, climate control, shelving, lighting, using different materials, whatever you need. Give my buddy Martin Padial at Workbox a call at 343-4886, 343-4886, and workboxllc.com.
This is Charles Henniger for Total Maintenance for AC and heating, generators, electricity, and plumbing. Total Maintenance is your one-stop sales and service shop for all of these needs. Service today, every day. That's their slogan at Total Maintenance, so nobody ever has to go to sleep hot. Over the years, Total Maintenance has expanded into the New Orleans area, as well as their offices in Baton Rouge with full staffs in both markets. Call 480-1000 in Baton Rouge or in New Orleans, 841-3300. Service today, every day at Total Maintenance.
Live at lunch with Ott and Hanny. Live from Sammy's Grill on Old Perkins near Airline Highway in Prairieville. On 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Today's show is also brought to you by Louisiana Health and Injury Centers, helping you deal with pain. Are you hurting? Is there something that is bothering you? Maybe you're not getting around as well, as restricting your motion, or maybe you're not getting a good night's sleep due to an injury that you had from an old sports-related injury or a car accident. Let Dr. Michael Goff and his staff do the job on you, because they've done it for our family a number of times where you got back pain, you got neck pain, you got soreness, things that are just bugging the heck out of you. And when that stuff happens, man, it's hard to just say ignore it or tough it out. Let them help you out there. Let them get you adjusted, or maybe you get into an exercise and stretching program that'll loosen things up. Maybe you need a dry needle or electric nerve stimulation, cryo or ultrasound therapy. Any of those things that they feel like will help you out, they can do it for you. Airline Highway, Plank Road, Jefferson Highway near Drusilla. Dr. Michael Goff, Louisiana Health and Injury Centers. As the Chiefs prepare to go to camp, they get word today that receiver Rashee Rice sentenced to 30 days of jail time and 5 years probation. The district attorney's office got the plea in from him. He can serve the 30 days at any point in the 5-year probationary period, so he can serve the 30 days of jail time outside of football season. But now this will allow, the NFL doesn't move on these things until the legal ramifications have been taken care of. Now that has happened, the NFL can suspend him, which they're going to do for some portion of the 2025 season. We'll see how many games that is, but that case has now come to a conclusion. So Rashee Rice going to move on from that, but is going to end up with a suspension at some point. The Open Championship, as we're coming down on the just about everybody on the back nine are finished today at Portsmouth in Northern Ireland. 5-way tie for the lead at 4 under par. That includes Matt Fitzpatrick, who was one of our picks yesterday on our consensus golf picks. 2 of the golfers at 4 under par are still on the course. Christian Bezuidenhout at 4 under through 15, and Lucas Glover, who has put on a little run here. He has come out birdie, eagle, and then another birdie on the front 9. He's 4 under par. He just made the turn. He is through 10. Scotty Scheffler at 3 under par, 68 for the day. That is a big group at 3 under par, which now includes Rory McIlroy, who also just made the turn. Rory with a shaky start at number 1. He missed a short par putt, but he's come back with 4 birdies in the 9 holes since then. He is 3 under par. Another golfer that was on our picks yesterday, Tyrrell Hatton, is 3 under. He is through 12. Harris English had come out with 5 birdies in the first 7 holes, but he has slunk back a shot. He is now 3 under par as well. Sam Burns, the LSU product, 1 under 70 for the day, very solid there. Also John Rahm at 70. Shane Lowry, former British Open champion. He won the last time the event was at this course. He is 1 under 70. Phil Mickelson, holed out from a bunker for birdie. That got him to 1 under, and he stayed there. He finished at 70, as did Sergio Garcia. And our one pick, the Russell Henley, who was our unanimous pick yesterday, is even par, just 4 shots off the lead through 12. He is on his way to 13 right now, so that kind of gives you an idea of what's going on at the Open, where the weather has warmed up a little bit and the wind has died down. There may be some scores coming home here a little bit on the back nine. Sammy's Grill here in Prairieville. The burgers and sandwiches, po' boys, wraps, steak and seafood, great kids menu. Some of your appetizers that have been added, not terribly recently, but just in the last year that we enjoy: the pepper jack boudin egg rolls, the coach's plate, grilled chicken and sausage served with cheese, pickles, and jalapeno peppers. All of your favorites here at Sammy's Grill that you come to know over the years. Full service bar, of course, we're on that side. Over a dozen beers on tap. Frozen drinks for you too. Here at Sammy's. Always enjoy our time here at Sammy's in Prairieville, just off of Airline Highway. Tomorrow, again, Jimmy's on vacation for a while, so tomorrow our regular guests with Bruce Marshall, Troy Macker, and Chris Massero, but also former LSU tight end Richard Dixon, and my partner on postgame is coming back for another season with us. So Richard's going to be with us tomorrow, and we'll talk LSU football with media days behind us, and now with camp just a couple of weeks away. From all of us here at Sammy's and Jordan back in the studio, I'm Charles Hanniger saying thank you and good afternoon from Sammy's. This has been Live at Lunch, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Live at Lunch.
This is Charles Hanniger for Coastal Cal.